Amber trudged out to the front courtyard that morning. She didn't want to go on any Safari Zone field trip. She had passed the alternate Pokemon recognition test. It was because she had failed the trick question field original that she was being forced to go. The front courtyard was full of kids. There must have been about 60 of them, forming a big blob within the bus circle, none of which Amber recognized. 2 buses were parked in the circle closer to the school. "Attention students," Amber heard. She turned and saw Skull and Sadizay standing by the buses. Sadizay was holding a bullhorn. No one else turned their attention towards them. "Attention!" Sadizay called again. No one listened. Sadizay handed the bullhorn to Skull, who shouted, "Look this way, you worthless Wurmples!" "Jack, I've told you 1,000 times not to call them worthless Wurmples," Sadizay said. Skull ignored her. "As you know, we will be going on a field trip to the Safari Zone. You might be asking, Skull, if we have failed a Pokemon recognition test, why are you rewarding us with this field trip? The answer is simple. This isn't a reward. We're teaching you what Pokemon are all over again. The bus assignments are also simple. Last names A through M go in bus 1 with me, and last names N through Z go in bus 2 with Sadizay. Now move, you worthless Wurmples!" "Jack!" Skull raised his eyebrows. "Students?" The students shuffled through the crowd to get to their respective buses. Amber bumped into Natalie on the way to her bus. At least she wasn't alone. There was a light getting on to bus 1. As they got on, Skull would ask each student their name and check it off. The thing is, when it was Amber's turn, Skull simply said, "I know who you are." "What's his problem?" the kid behind Amber asked. "He has a lot of problems," Amber replied. While she was looking for a place to sit, Amber heard a voice whispering, "Psst, psst, Amby, come over here." Amber turned around and saw Umbreon sitting in a bus seat waving at her. "Hey, Umbreon," Amber said as she sat with her. "Hi, Amby," Umbreon replied. "Are you excited to be going on this field trip?" "Sort of. I passed the alternate and I failed the original just because you cheated." "I did not cheat," Amber explained. "All I did was talk. Not all talking is cheating." "But Skull said—" The last student boarded. The door closed. When the bus started moving, Skull said, "All right, kids, we're headed to the Safari Zone. The trip there will take 3 hours, so sit tight. Once we get there, we will have lunch at the visitor center, and after that, we will get back in the bus for a 3-hour tour of the premises. Due to a little incident last year, we will not be allowed to leave the bus. Julius. After a little leg stretching break, we will head back. We will return to the school at 7 p.m. and have dinner immediately afterwards. Understood?" A murmur of approval spread throughout the bus. "Let's go!" The next thing Amber knew, they were at the Safari Zone and she was being shaken awake by Umbreon. She groaned and lifted her head. They had arrived. She let herself be ushered into the visitor center and back to the bus. It was during the tour that things got real. Amber sat in the aisle seat, not really paying attention to Skull pointing out the Chanseys and the Kangaskhans and the Tauros. Umbreon was in the window seat, looking out on all the Pokemon. When Umbreon broke her gaze, she saw that Amber was falling asleep again. "Psst, Amby, you awake?" she whispered. "Umbreon," Amber groaned, "I'm trying to sleep." "You shouldn't be sleepy. You should be looking out on all the Pokemon." "I don't want to be here. I don't deserve to be here. All I did was make a comment about a question that wasn't even supposed to be on this test." Skull broke from his overly peppy tour guide voice to announce, "Miss Ketchup, Miss Leonard, please stop talking. I'm trying to give a tour." Amber and Umbreon zipped their lips. Umbreon smiled in a pleasing way. Amber rolled her eyes and nodded. Umbreon got up and scooted over Amber. The bus came to a grinding halt, flinging Umbreon over the seat. "Umbreon Leonard!" Skull yelled. "We are on a moving bus. Why are you standing?" "We're trying to switch seats," Umbreon said. "It's kind of too late for that. We're on a moving bus." Umbreon gently lowered herself into the aisle seat. Amber scooted into the window seat. The bus went back into motion. Amber leaned against the window. The warm sun fell on her cheek. The engine rumbled gently beneath her. And just like that, Amber was out. 3 hours later, she woke back up. "Umbreon," she asked, "what time is it?" "It's 5:30, Umbreon replied. "You've been out for 3 hours. Could you please stay awake for the rest of this ride?" Amber sighed. "Fine." And she did. She was surprised that the chorus of children chanting 99 bottles of milk on the wall for an hour and a half didn't lull her back to sleep. The buses got back at 7 p.m., far after the sun had set. Once the doors opened, the students piled out, finally glad to stretch their legs after 3 hours of sitting in a bus. As Amber headed down the sidewalk to the dorm, she saw Skull and Sadeze walking up the main steps. Sadeze was dragging a child on her shoulders. She fell sound asleep on the trip back, Sadeze informed her husband. I figured I had to get her off the bus somehow. As Skull opened the main door, the child's eyes opened. Hey, put me down, yelled Janelle.